Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you a new script for load testing in Markit. Well, for development and testing purposes, we have come up with a script, which is a mock data generator script, which is going to generate some data regarding the ARP table, interfaces, the routing table, and MAC addresses. So let's say you have 500,000 records and you don't really have the option to connect your devices to Slurpit to see whether Slurpit can handle that amount of data or not. Well, you can use our Markit devices, have the data generated, and you can see whether Slurpit is behaving as expected. And also you have the option to work with this data further and see how you can do automation and be creative with the data that you have. So let me show you how you can use that. In the dev branch, you will go to this folder, tools. So from here, there's a README file, and this is going to be the settings file. You will specify the platform. Better to keep it Cisco iOS because the mock data is for Cisco iOS for all the entries. There are data types, and whether you want to separate the configurations over different devices or not, because if the entries are more than a certain amount, it is going to cause problem for when we want to actually fetch this data. So in order to go gentle with that, you enable this option, set it to true to spread the configurations over multiple devices. By default, it is going to be 3 devices. And these are the separate devices. In the lab, we just stick with Cisco iOS. And these are the counts. In this case, 100,000 records we want per data type. So as soon as I run this script, it is going to create a Docker Compose file with 3 devices. And we have the new templates, new show command templates, and they are mapped to each new device in the new compose file. So I will go to lab real quick and show you how this works. Here I open up the tools folder. If I go to settings and I have 3 devices, I can set it to true as well to separate it over multiple devices. But I'm not going to do that because 100,000 is fine. You can do 500,000 or even 1,000,000, but keep in mind that you shouldn't go too crazy with it because these things create or take up a lot of resources, and it is not going to be that pleasant if you're working with that amount of data. And here is the script. I'm not going to go over the script. This is rather long. But what I'll do here is go to the tools folder and run the script, see what we get. In just a few seconds, it created the files for me, and they will be in the output folder under the tools folder. These are the show commands for each device. What I'll do here is go to compose file, and this is 3 devices I have, and I will do port mapping only for device 1 and see if I can connect to device and see the new templates. Port mapping is done. Here I'll go to output and say Docker Compose up. Since we are using the image from the repository, from the registry, we don't need to build anything. So I will give it a minute and come back. The containers have been started. So I will attempt to connect to my device, put in the password. From here, if I hit question mark, you're going to see that we only have 4 templates and we don't have any other template. And that is because this script and the compose file are designed for load testing, and this is not really used for anything else. So the other commands like show version and show running config wouldn't work. Here, if I say show ARP, you will see a lot of entries, and I believe it's about 100,000 ARP entries.